Chuck. Okay. Rotary model. No. Okay, please stand. Put your hand over your heart. Except you, Paula. You don't have to.
Thank you.
Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America.
and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all.
liberty
and
and justice for all. Some of us were speeding along, but that's okay. Jackie has slowed me down. Have you noticed that? All right, join me please in a moment's silence. Well, thank you. You'll notice that we have a guest, Paula Abraham. How do you pronounce your last name, Paula?
Abraham.
Abraham. Hey, close. But
Yes, it's fine.
tricky spelling, Abraham. Paula, welcome. Paula's going to talk to us after we get through some announcements and a little business. But welcome, everyone. Reggie went off video. Oh, there he is. Hey, Reggie, I just wanted you to know I was kidding about having to do slides. It's okay. I think Paula can be very descriptive in explaining her project. So you're not on the spot. We don't want to put anybody on the spot or shame anyone.
You definitely let me off the hook because I was trying to find that information.
I knew you couldn't. The only person we are allowed to shame is Stanley.
Reggie can handle it.
Okay, some announcements. Oh, well, of course, you know, the meeting is being recorded. And today is, Regina's calling me. Why is she calling me? I'm gonna answer the phone because it's Regina.
She disappeared.
Regina? Yeah, what happened? Oh, yeah, I'll let you in and I'll let Alan in. But don't go out again. You got to keep an eye on the. Okay, so today is the last meeting before the big raffle. And we'll ask our raffle czar to, in 30 seconds or less, tell us how we're doing.
Good. 30 seconds or less. That was pretty good, I thought.
Good is okay.
We're doing well. We have a big issue though. We need some volunteers for Sunday. We need volunteers from 10 to noon and noon to 2, especially. So anybody that's available, I can see all your hands if you want to raise them.
I'll do 10 to noon, Randy.
Hey, thank you, Chuck. Al's out there too.
Both of you 10 to noon?
Yes.
Great.
And I will be around all day. But I want to acknowledge Stanley and Mike. Mike's not here. And Walter for stepping up. And now we've got Chuck and Al. We can always use more help.
Bill, I'll be in and out. I'll be sort of in and out. My grandchildren and great-grandchildren here, so we'll be hanging out anyway.
Yeah. In fact, we'll babysit for you.
Oh.
Reggie, we're going to need a very innocent-looking child, perhaps, to draw the winning ticket. So you.
Oh, well, we can manage that.
Yeah, that would be great.
7-year-old.
I think Paul knows one.
Yeah, I do. And Randy, I'll warn you that Bill Payne has probably volunteered for about 4 other desks at the thing, you know.
We've already crossed
He
that
just kind of
bridge.
rotates back and around.
He's been appropriately reprimanded, but he didn't do any good.
I have,
He's gonna bounce around like a ping pong ball.
I have one question. Is there a good place to park?
No.
No,
Okay.
Bring your bike, Chuck. I'm just riding
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, I
I
would
may-
bike over, Chuck.
I may do that.
Or you can walk, a mile. But you can't, if you come over early, you still have to get rid of your car. No cars are allowed in the area after 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So is this your first Cape Charles event?
As a Rotarian, yes, but I came over 4th of July before I joined.
Oh, well, you know the drill. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else or questions for Randy regarding the next Sunday?
Yeah, quick one. We're going to sell like just up to before the drawing, right?
right.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to squeeze every penny out of this thing.
If you want to sell after the drawing, that's okay.
Take a few bucks on the side, you know.
Hey,
Right now, we expect the drawing to be at 4:30. I don't know that we've got total control over that, but that's our target.
I'm a little concerned about Randy. He's caught what Chuck has. It seems to be contagious, so let's be careful.
Where are you gonna set up at, Randy?
Bill, where are we setting up? To my knowledge,
Right next to the
just after
pavilion.
the pavilion.
Say that one at a time.
Pardon me?
One at a time. Say that again.
It's gonna be near the pagoda that's down there.
Okay. All right. I just want to see
Yeah,
what.
either side of it,
Right
No
next to it.
right
All
next to it. It's what we're.
I'll
what we're
see you.
shooting for.
That would be the gazebo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had that discussion, pavilion gazebo. Yeah, I wanted to make sure.
It's that elevated thing that they announced from.
I wanted to
Okay.
make sure that when they said pavilion, they didn't mean Central Park.
Absolutely not. Now, another way of finding the location is there will be a golf cart there.
And there'll be a banner.
But in Cape Charles, you might find 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, along with about 500 other golf carts.
Right. We have a number of projects going. Anybody, why don't we do this? If you'd like to speak about a project you're associated with, now is the time to talk about it.
Real quick, Larry Lamond and myself are going up Thursday to Northampton Lumber. And we're picking up all the materials for the caboose restoration. We'll bring it back down to the Cape Charles Museum and we'll look at the weather and see when we can get started.
So he's doing much better.
Yeah, he's gotten through his aches and pains, but I'm still going to be with him to make sure he doesn't overdo it.
Yeah. Who's going to look out for you?
Well, we're not going to be climbing on a caboose that day. We're just going to be picking up and delivering the materials, and then we'll watch for the day we can get started.
So once again, I'll remind you if you haven't, to get John Calder in the loop.
Chuck, let me
Yes.
know when you're going to be working and up on the roof because I can be present there and be your gopher.
Well, we'll make sure that we copy the people that are on the list, and of course, we can use all the support we can get, and appreciate that, Matty.
That's good. Betty's a doctor, so if you guys fall off.
Well, what I really need is a shrink.
Well,
But she
well, then you got the right kind of doctor.
You got the right
Okay.
person.
Hey, I know the number to 911.
You guys are really funny today. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Okay. Any other project that would like to be discussed?
Well, I'd like to remind the site committee members that we are going to have the meeting, site committee at the end of the Rotary Club meeting today.
Exactly. So if you're on the Invisible History Project, hang around. It's going to be a long afternoon. And Joan, what's this Friday?
This Friday, the Friends of the Cape Charles Memorial Library are having a book sale featuring cookbooks only from noon to 6 o'clock in front of the library, assuming the weather cooperates, otherwise in the library lobby. Come out, join us, buy a book or two.
That's this Friday.
This Friday, noon to 6. Then you can get in line for Brown Dog.
Definitely will join. So let's support Joan, because Joan supports everybody else. Let's help her out there.
Thanks.
Yes, Jackie has raised her hand.
The basket committee, to let the other members know that I sent out my cover letter to my list of names, and I've gotten 2 responses back for donations in our basket. One from Arts Enter and one from the new Market Beach that's going up on 184. So I have also, even though I'll be in California, I will be checking my emails to see if I hear from others on my list and contacting Mary and Medi to let them know that there's a donation potential, so that one of them, some other person might pick up whatever they have to contribute.
Go ahead, Medi.
I have yet to send out my letters from the list that you provided. I'll do that after the holidays, since I will be leaving for my reunion tomorrow.
How many reunions do you have a month, Medi?
Well, this one is an alumni reunion of my medical school. And the last one was the family reunion.
Now where's the medical school reunion?
In Cleveland, Ohio, and I've never been to Cleveland, so I wanted to go.
Be sure to stop by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That is a must do. Okay, then I think we have to put Paul back on the program, because send out a email that says we're exposed again. Paul, can you share a few words?
Well, I don't want to over dramatize this, but I had hoped, along with everybody else, that we had pretty much seen the end of COVID, and that the graph was going to slowly approach 0. But we've seen a little jog up in the state as a whole. Well, even a bigger jog up over in Virginia Beach. So the number of cases have actually increased somewhat during the past week. And we've got a new case in Northampton County, which we had been down to 0 for a couple of weeks. Still 0 in Cape Charles, but almost surely this is due to that new Delta variant, which has been all over the news. And because that's been detected in virtually every area of Virginia now. So people that are not completely vaccinated, or certainly people that are unvaccinated, including young people, are at significant risk for getting this. So it just means that if you know anybody that's not been vaccinated yet, try to talk them into getting their vaccination. That's the only way to stamp this out.
Hey, Paul, one question. What about people 12 years and younger? Is there any advancement on getting vaccination ready for those
That
much
hasn't,
younger people?
it hasn't been approved for that age group yet, to my knowledge. It's anticipated that it will be, but it'll probably be, this fall.
Okay,
So they're at some risk for this. So, they need to be cautious. Some people would say if they're out in public and, with close contact with other people, that might be a good idea for them to wear masks. I'm not willing to
thanks.
make that recommendation myself, because I think children, it's rare for children to have a severe case of COVID for some reason.
Any other questions of Paul? Paula, you notice we've got 3 docs in our club, so we are really in good shape. There's a few meetings ago, we actually had surgery during the meeting.
Wow, okay.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Well, I'm a nurse, so I took that for.
Oh, wow, we got 3 docs and a nurse in our meeting. We are covered. Okay, real quick, just so you don't forget, because we're getting closer and closer, but we're gonna have our Central Park meeting on August 17th.
Visiting nurse.
I'm sorry? Did I say something wrong?
No, I said visiting nurse.
Oh. Oh, my goodness. See, Stanley caught the Chuck bug. He's a comedian now.
Somebody's got to take over. He's going to be president. So.
You'll have to take over then, Stanley. So the 17th, 6 o'clock, Central Park, all together. Bring a chair. We're going to cater the dinner, and we'll just have box lunch. You'll be having a great time. Only to be followed the following week. Our district governor, Debbie Wall, will greet us at the Eastern Shore Yacht and Country Club, 5 o'clock on the 24th. Those dates should be really marked quickly. Remember because we're ending the year. We're ending the year. The year is over after this meeting, and we held in pretty good on membership. I think we ticked up a little bit. I think we made our goal, but we had some, ups and downs. But it's going to be very important that we invite family, friends, neighbors to meetings as we go into Chuck's presidency, because Chuck wants to see the club grow. So, and more members, the better. It means less of any one individual in terms of commitment of time, treasury, or all of that stuff. So, Diane, what time is it, Diane? It is Happy Dollars. And hopefully we'll only see this cartoon a few more weeks, but is anybody happy out there today? Yeah, Al is happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. Grandson number 3 was born 2 days ago. So
Wow.
I've got $20 happy dollars. Happy, healthy little boy. So 3 grandsons for the past family.
Congratulations, Al.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Al. Bill Murphy has a happy dollar.
Yeah, hi, Bill. Yeah, I want to get this in because I'm going to have to drop out a little bit early today. We have to go meet Mary Jo's cousin in about 45 minutes. But I've got 5 happy dollars for 2 reasons. First of all, Chuck's going to be taking over next week, and we're all looking forward to that. And I congratulate him. And also, I'm happy because I want to thank you for everything you've done the last 2 years in keeping the club rolling and helping it to grow, and all the good things you've been able to help us accomplish. So I'm happy that it's the end of one era and the start of another.
I'm sorry, Bill, there was a little hiccup. How much was that for then?
$5.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Bill. I think Walter had his hand up.
Oh, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll cost you $1 though.
That's fine. Okay. This is worth $1. I just want to say hello to my neighbor Walter and tell him he'll be home before too long. Thanks for keeping an eye on the place for me.
Oh, anytime, Bill. Happy to do it.
All right, great.
So
That's worth
Walter,
$1,
were you
no
waving
problem.
hi to Bill or do you have a happy dollar?
Both. My happy dollar is because my son is arriving this afternoon, flying in from Denver, and we're going fishing tomorrow on the Top Dog.
Oh, is that boat out by the bridge?
It's the boat that's in the Kings Creek Marina. And 25 years ago, last week, my son and I and a friend from Annapolis, who's also arriving today with his son, went out fishing out of Lynn Haven, and my son taught us citation cobia. It was probably too big for me to show you on this screen. But the 25th anniversary was June 16th. So we're having a reenactment.
Oh, that's great. I wish him good fishing. I think Reggie, did you have your hand up?
Well, yes, I wanted to ditto what Bill Murphy said regarding your presidency. I think obviously you've done a tremendous job and been fun working with you. The club certainly has grown over the last couple of years. So thanks a lot, and wish you the best in your retirement and your next phase of life.
Right. They tell me I have to stick around.
I get $5 for that, Chuck.
Okay. Let me pitch in $5 too, to thank Bill for all the help he's been for me in the transition period. And I have to give him big kudos because he's done 2 years in a row. And this past year was really a big change and a tough one to deal with the COVID situation and having to redo the meeting format, so forth. So Bill, thank you very much for what you've done.
Chuck, I'm overrated. Actually, this was easier than lugging that screen into the coffee house because we couldn't get a vice president of technical items, but I'm not holding any grudges. Jackie, did you have your hand up? Hey, Paula.
Yes, I'm here.
Full disclosure, Jackie is my partner. In fact, we're in the same room here.
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
Great.
So Jackie, what's your happy dollar about?
Well, Bill asked me earlier if I would have any happy dollars today, and I told him no. But he said he thought he was worth at least $1.
Yeah, at least one.
Okay, well, I have $5 happy dollars for Bill. I too want to thank you for the marvelous job you have done working with Rotarians, with Democrats, with the Youth Garden, with the Education Foundation, with the...
Oh, Jackie, stop. The thing is, Jackie, we don't say Democrats in the room. We're apolitical.
Is it called the Democratic
You can say
Party?
independent, but you can't say the other two words.
Oh, okay, fine, however. But anyway, I know that Bill will be at a loss, not sitting in the catbird seat at the next meeting. But I'm happy to see a transition to a new member and not one of the longstanding older Rotarians, not older in age, but older in membership. So it's great to see a change. Congratulations to you, Chuck. And you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Any others? Okay, Joan.
I have $5 happy dollars to celebrate my receiving a full cash offer for a property I put on sale last Friday and got an offer on Saturday.
Wow.
You priced it too low, Joan.
No, it was priced just right.
Congratulations. That's what we want to hear. Any others?
Yeah, we actually have a building boom going on back here in Bay Creek.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Bay Creek, Cape Charles, and areas nearby, red hot. Well, I'll wrap it up with a happy dollar for actually $5 happy dollars because I'm so happy Chuck is coming on board. Chuck is probably one of the hardest working, most serious people I've met next to Paul Strong. and my only regret is we can't phase Paul out while we phase Chuck in.
Well, you could if you wanted to.
No, we don't want to do that. No,
Yeah.
no.
So again, Chuck, best of luck. You know, we're a team. You've got a strong board. You got a very supportive membership, and you're going to have a ball. In fact, at the end of the year, you're going to probably ask Reggie if he would let you stay on another year.
No. And I'm a little confused by the most serious comedian, the most serious comedian.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And now, Reggie, I'm going to ask you to introduce Paula.
And say one thing.
Yeah. What's that?
I have finished up the end of the year donations to the Rotary Foundation from all the individual members. And I wanted to say, I looked at the happy dollars, and instead of the club making our final Polio Plus contribution, I decided, with the consent of several members of the board, that I just told what I was kind of doing, be sure they agreed. I took the 4 members, there were 4 members in the club who had contributed a total of over $100 each in happy dollars during this past 6 months. And the total of their of those 4's happy dollars was more than what the club still owed to Polio Plus to meet to exceed its goal. At the risk of embarrassing, and of course everybody should know because they speak up almost every week, those 4 were Bill Payne, Bill Murphy, John Burtis, and Reggie Widgeon. So we'll get credit for Polio Plus contributions, which will help advance you towards Paul Harris Fellowship.
And a guaranteed seat in heaven. All right, thank you, Paul. Are there any other comments or contributions before we introduce Paul? Yeah, Bill Murphy.
Yeah, Bill, I just want to say, I hate to leave right when the speaker's coming on, but I have to go. We got to be at her cousin's in about 45 minutes, but I'll be watching the tape later. And so thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Take care, Bill. Go safely.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Just so you know what that Polio Plus was all about, Paula. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Rotary, but the global eradication of polio is Rotary's big play. We've been on that for about 15 years now as a global organization, and we're that close to eradicating polio, as you probably know, around the world. So we make a big deal out of that, and we take it very seriously. So Reggie, make Paula feel at home, and at the end of this, she'll probably want to become a Rotarian.
You never know. Absolutely. You guys have already made her feel at home, but Paula is a longtime friend of my wife and mine for many years. She grew up here on the Eastern Shore. Right now she's in another city because she is indeed a traveling nurse. She's been working in different nursing homes and senior homes over the pandemic period around the country, helping out where they needed help. So right now she's in another city, which will not be named for her protection and safety. You guys may go down and kidnap her or something, right? But in any case, she and her husband have been working to get some clean water in the village. And if you could give me a share screen permission, I do have a couple of pictures here. Bill.
Okay.
I was able to find them with Paula's help.
Okay. You should
And
have
one-
it. It should, maybe Diane has to release her sharing.
Oh, I think I have it.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Make it real big. Oh, yeah, that's great.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So this is a picture here from the village, and I'd like to tell just a quick story before I turn it over to her and her husband. I don't know if he's on yet or if he's in the waiting room. Bill, you'll check that for us.
Okay.
But when they started, sharing with me about having to walk like 2 miles to get water in pails or whatever and bring it back to the village so that they could have clean water for the village, it reminded me of my years in 1962 and around 1962, 63, when I did the same thing here on Seaside Road, Webster's Farms. The farmers, the workers were out in the field. My first job was the water board, and I would take this pail, I'd walk like 2 miles to a well. The well that was, back then we dug the wells, we didn't drill them, right? And fill up the pails, walk back to the field so that the workers could get some water, or back to replenish the pail. I mean, I can envision what these individuals are doing, on a day-to-day basis, just from my personal experience when I was a young teenager. So this is a picture of the village. This is a picture of, isn't that phenomenal? See Abraham and Paula in the background there, standing there with these individuals. I don't want to steal all of Paula's thunder, but I just wanted to show these since I was able to find them. Okay, so I think I did my job okay, Bill. I came through and I found the pictures.
Good for you, Reggie.
With that being said, I'd like to turn this over to Paula. They are working to raise funds so that they can do what they call a borehole. Obviously, we call them wells in the village to supply clean water. And other than oxygen, water is the other most important thing that we have for life. So I'll turn it over to you, Paula, and you can share anything that you would like. And if Abraham is on, he's welcome to share as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Reggie.
Paula,
First of all,
if I can interrupt, Paula, tell us a little bit about yourself before you start. We want to know who you are.
Okay. Well, as Reggie said, I'm an Eastern Shore girl. My maiden name was Kellum, Paula Kellum. I graduated in 1986 from Northampton High. I went straight to the Bessie B. Anderson School of Nursing. And from there, I started my career at what was called then Shore Memorial Hospital. I worked there for a long time. Then I worked across the street after I left the hospital at Eastern Shore Physicians and Surgeons for a long time. So I've worked at quite a few offices there on the Eastern Shore. Pretty much, I love traveling all of a sudden now. And I lost my mom last year. And so then I decided travel and nursing was a way for me to actually, see a little bit of our countryside and also help, with the COVID breaking out and everything. So that's helped me. I have 3 children, 5 grandchildren, spread out between Maryland and upper part of Maryland, Baltimore area. That's me. Anyway, I don't know what else about me. I'm pretty boring, actually, I think. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, there's actually a storm kind of brewing. I'm sitting in a parking lot here. Reggie didn't want to tell where I was at, but I'm in Tennessee. In Tennessee, the storms kind of come up pretty fast here.
So tell us about this project.
In 2018, I went to Africa. I met my husband online and we fell in love. met each other. I met his family and everything. And one of the things I did before I went to Africa was I did some fundraisers because he went to his village for a funeral there. And I saw the children and, you know, just my heart kind of broke for them because, you know, just looking at them, knowing that they didn't, you know, have all the things that our children here really take for granted. So I did a fundraiser down at the Cape Charles Theater. I think Reggie was a part of that too. He came. We did like a 70s show there. And we raised some money to be able to actually take food and water. I think that's some of the pictures there. We did some school supplies and pencils for the children there. That was my first experience at the village. And I didn't go to a hotel. I actually stayed there for a whole week because my husband's uncle is the chief there. So it would have been kind of rude for us, you know, disrespectful for us to go and stay in a hotel and then, you know, they're there. So we stayed there, no running water, no electricity, just in a like a little hut. The hut you saw in the middle was actually his uncle's hut. That's where he stayed at. And they had like others that kind of was like in a square. So when the water situation came up and I kind of walked out in the middle where you see the kids at, there's like a little tire in the middle that they've dug a hole and they try to catch rainwater. And that's where they would get their water and they boil it because the water is definitely contaminated. And they bathe with it. And of course, I wasn't able to eat or drink any of the water. I would have water brought in for me, but they would actually, you know, bring the water in for me to bathe. And I kind of felt bad about, you know, actually using their water because the fact that they carry the water on their heads. And yeah, it was pretty sad. But, you know, we didn't have a lot, but what we had with clothing and donations from people all on the Eastern Shore, it was a lot to them. So I've been back 2 years. Each year I go, most of the time I do another donation, but the main thing that they really need is clean water. For the children, they go to school, they have to walk to bathe, and then they're late for school. A lot of these children, they don't go to school because, you know, their life is right there. But yeah, that's pretty much about the village. My husband, he couldn't get in. He kept trying to because he is the talker among us, as Reggie will tell you. I kind of stand in the background, but he's like, I've tried to get in and I can't get in. Savaluga is like 12 hours. We took a 12-hour bus ride to get there from Accra.
Did you say 12 hours?
12 hours on a bus, yes. It's northern Africa, which is close to the Sahara Desert. So it's very hot there. But yeah, it was an experience for me, my first time. And anything you do for them, they're very appreciative of everything that you do.
And Bill, she said 12 hours. 12 hours, that was from Accra, which is the capital of Ghana, right?
Yes, that's the capital.
And that was the bus, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Paula, I noticed a number of the kids don't have shoes too. Is that a big problem in the area?
Yes, they don't have shoes. Some of them, the ones that you see with clothing, there were babies there that, you know, they're walking around with not even diapers on. Those things are small to us, but just diapers, socks, anything that we can get. But one of the problems I ran into was I'm alone on a plane, you know, trying to carry all of these things through. So when you get there, it's kind of like when you get to the airport there, they're really searching your things a lot, even, you know, and so they want to know what was I doing with all these things. And I'm like, I'm giving these clothing to a village, and, you know, they were okay with it then. But then sometimes you do get people, you know, because I wanted to like actually just mail some things. you know, because I still have
Yeah.
people wanting to give donations of clothing and things like that, but you're not sure if it will actually get to them because it has to go through our postal system. Then once it gets there, I saw firsthand, you know, customs in their country will actually take out what they want and then give to the children or give to whoever, you know, is coming to get it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good. I'm sorry.
One other question, what exactly is the solution that you're thinking about, well, you and the people there, for solving the water issue? Is it dig more wells or maybe even put in underground pipe and get the water to where it needs to be?
Well, I sent like a proposal. There was a well company that was willing to go and dig a well there right in the center of their village so that the pump, it would be a pump that the water would actually come up.
Okay,
Just that alone would help them a lot
I
to have
see,
clean water.
I see. Thank you.
Yes. But I've kind of like adopted the village that, you know, every time I go, whatever I can do. And I see a lot of people on the Eastern Shore really want to help. And that's why I create my website on Facebook as Danjuma and Naeem's Village, so that people can see that their money is definitely going to the village. It's not going anywhere else. And that's my one thing, that if something's going on, I want to be there to see it actually happen.
Okay, Reggie, I'd appreciate it if you'd send me that link to the Facebook website. We'll
Okay,
get
I
that
will do.
in the newsletter.
Okay, we'll certainly do that, Chuck.
Paula, do you know, by the way, clean water is one of Rotary's major initiatives
Yeah.
around the world. And Rotary as an organization has some experience with this sort of thing. In fact, we just participated with another set of clubs in providing clean water in another Ghanaian village. So we kind of know what's one thing that helps us tremendously, because we share the frustration of being so far away, is whether or not there's a Rotary Club nearby. Do you know?
Yes, my husband sent a screenshot. There is a Rotary Club in Legon, which is in Accra.
Know that?
Legon. I'm gonna have to go off 1 second, because can you still hear me?
I can send that to you, Bill. I have it.
Okay, we've got that.
Okay.
And your husband's in the United States, right?
No, he's there in Ghana.
He lives there all the time?
Yes, he lives there. We were in the process of getting him to actually come here, and then COVID broke out and the embassy and everything is closed. So we're still trying to get him here because my family has never met him. I've been there. This will be my 4th time I'll be going in July. So yes, we definitely really want him to come here.
Okay, so we'll have to figure out a way to engage with him to learn more, because he's on the ground.
Yes.
So and in fact, we have a committee, at least we have a chair of a international support committee. That's Regina. Wave your hand, Regina. And we'd like to investigate that. No promises, but
Okay.
what we can do. And if you're a friend of Reggie's, you're a friend of mine.
Thank you.
You're a friend of the Cape Charles Rotary Club, because we all love Reggie.
Thank you.
Reggie is one of our leaders. So let's see what we can do.
All right, thank you. My husband also wrote a letter. I've sent it to Reggie, yeah, but he's talking to me through WhatsApp right now and saying he keeps clicking the link and it's just not allowing him.
Well, just tell him that we know he's with us in spirit, because we are certainly with him in spirit. Tell him that we love him and that we're going to try to see what we can do. And we're sorry that he couldn't join us today. But we thank you for coming. And God bless you as you travel around the country helping people out these days. So
Thank you.
excited that you took time out to be here. Any questions of Paula from the membership?
Yeah, Paula, do you know the cost to have that well dug?
There was a company that Reggie, I sent an invoice that they made up for us, and it kind of detailed what the digging was going to cost and some terms that I didn't understand, but someone that digs wells, I'm sure will understand a filtration system and things. Reggie, did you still have that?
I have it, and I'll
Okay.
forward this information to Randy and to the members. I didn't want to send out all this information until after we've had the discussion, but those things that you're asking for, I'll definitely get those sent to Bill and to Randy and Chuck and everyone. And to answer your question, Randy, it was, as I recollect, I don't have it in front of me, but it was around $3,000 US or something to drill a well.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Randy. Any other questions? Okay, well then, Paula, we look forward to seeing you again. And
Thank you for the invite.
And when you get back on the Eastern Shore, yell and we'll have a cup of coffee.
Well, actually, I have 3 days and I'll be traveling. I've been here since January and I'm definitely ready to come back to Eastern Shore.
Okay.
I miss it. Thank you so much, everyone. Be blessed.
Thank you.
Take care, Paula.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And Reggie, you gonna release the screen share?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Diane.
Diane, I don't know what we're going to do without you. Diane is retiring from the role she's been playing for the last, oh God, too long to remember.
Since March of last year.
I remember Diane, and I'll never forget this as long as I live, teaching us how to wash our hands. Remember that?
It's a good skill to have.
And I think about it, and I said, and I actually watched that. But we didn't know what we were doing. I think we were a little scared back then. But we're coming out of the woods and things look great. So unless anybody else has something for the good of Rotary, we're going to wrap up a minute or two early so you can take a break before the Invisible History session starts. So with regard to what we think, say, and do. 1, is it the truth? 2, is it fair
to all concerned?
3, will it build
Goodwill and better friendships?
4, will it be
Beneficial to all concerned?
And Stanley, I think you want to chime in here.
And will we have fun?
See you next week, folks. No, I'll see you on July 4th.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Paul, you still here? Nope, he's gone.